Hello everyone. Welcome back to Tuan channel, and today I have Joyce Jeffrey here, and we're gonna discuss about education in Central Florida. I mean in Florida. And Joyce, could you say hi to everyone?
Good morning. I'm Joyce Jeffrey, and let me tell you a little bit about me first.
Okay. All right.
I'm a mother. I have three adult children. I'm a wife. Um, I was in education for 28 years. I just retired last year. So the issues of education are near and dear to my heart right now, and there's a lot going on. So I'm happy to be here talking to you today.
Well, when we're talking about the education topic, I'm getting really excited too. Because my mom and dad was a teacher in back in Vietnam. So when we talk about education, it's very touch. And then I did touch at UCF for one semester, yes, one or two, about a lab. But anyway, um, there's just so many things going on in our country, not just only Florida, in our country for the past few years, maybe a decade, the problem in education. And I mean, it's become a big problem right now. So, do you have anything that you want to discuss today on the education?
Well, most of my educational experience was I taught from second to eighth grade.
Hmm.
I spent 7 years as an assistant principal at an elementary school.
Really?
Um,
You an assistant
Assistant principal at an elementary school, so I have a
Right.
varied background, and so I dealt with very young children, and then with children when they get to those teenage years, and that's a very difficult time for kids, and so one of the issues that we could discuss is the bill that DeSantis just signed, which is SB 1834. Which the critics are calling the Don't Say Gay bill, which there's nothing in the bill that says you can't say gay. But I think that's one of the things that was chosen to demean the bill. But basically, this is a parents' rights bill. And I think that parents are so important when it comes to educating children. I remember having many discussions with parents about the importance of the partnership that the school system has with the parents. The responsibility of educating children belongs to the parents.
Yeah.
And so the school system is a partner in that. And so there should never be a time when the school district feels that they have a right to do anything that parents are not notified of. And so I remember way back when, and as a matter of fact, my middle son's birthday is tomorrow, and he'll be 40 years old. And so, and I have nine grandchildren now. And the thought of the school system sharing anything with my children that I don't know about is that's detrimental to our society as a whole. The school system is an institution, and that institution is made up of we, the people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for that institution to become an entity in and of itself is a problem. And so, this bill basically gives the right back to the parent
Mm-hmm.
to know specifically what's being taught to their children. And there are certain things
Yeah.
that a child in kindergarten through third grade should not, it's the parents' responsibility to talk to them about. And so one of those things is gender identity.
Yeah.
And so what are your feelings on this issue?
When I get into education, what I say is a good topic. I always concerned recently too. Education. When I was young, I was thinking, I don't want my mom and my dad to know much about what I'm doing in school and stuff like that. But when I get older and older, and I feel like it's a job of mom and dad need to know about their kid. My bottom line is, if the parent pay for, your living, your cost, your everything, and you stay with them, they have the right to know everything. And when if they pay for your school, they pay your education, they pay for for all the expense, they have the right and that when to do that. That's is very basic without education. So in the education, the parent should know to help the kid because kids sometimes they go in the wrong direction. I'm not admit that there's a lot of kid is smart than the parent, but they're smart. It had limit of experience and problem for the future and the cultures going on. So if the parent need to know their kid and that from that the parent can help the kid to drive them into the right direction. And I believe that every parent don't many parents don't want to hurt their kid because they raise them, they feed them, and of course they don't want to hurt them. Each one have different um, respond or different act to the kid, but doesn't mean they hurt them. So that for just that part, you have to the parent have the right to know everything so they can help. And a lot of time that I see the coaches has been changed because the parent had no control and the parent had no idea what's going on and the kid is getting bad behave and get bad influence. For example, there's a lot of parent they don't pay attention to the kid is doing the wrong thing in the society and do a wrong thing in the community. By the time the parent know that, it's too late to request that they did not pay attention to the kid. But whichever parent care for the kid, they have the right to know. That is a basic thing that parent could do for the kid, and that's in my opinion. And school have to report everything to the parent if they has something different. um,
Absolutely.
and 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 that's how school and parent work together because school try to educate the kid. How about the parent want to educate the kid too, so why the parent doesn't have a right to be with the kid or to know what's going on with the kid? So that's my thought,
Mhm.
and that's what I believe in. And uh, how about
Well,
you?
and,
And
and absolutely. I look at that partnership as so important. And unfortunately, parents have abdicated some of their responsibility to the schools. And I think that that is how we got to the point that we are today is in giving up some of those rights. And when it comes to our freedoms, when you give up a few rights, it just keeps spiraling out of control. And I think that that's where how we got to where we are now. And it's so important for that partnership to become balanced and for us as a society to understand that this institution called the school system is an institution of we the people.
yeah,
And so we need to understand that it is our responsibility as a whole to make sure that we are educating children and that it's a two-way street, that communication is back and forth between the school and home so that that child can be balanced. And I just would hope that this bill would be a start. And so I'm happy to know that Ron DeSantis signed the bill and that this will be something that'll be a start to us getting schools back in balance to where parents have a say in what's going on in the schools.
yeah. So I see that everything Ron DeSantis has done for our state is an awesome job, and he's very conservative and he's straight to the point. He won't mess around, and that's a good thing for our state. And then hopefully that will carry up to the House for the U.S. To push it out everywhere should be the same thing. Uh, State Florida, what DeSantis did is a good example for many stuff. Look at we opened school earlier than anybody, and you see how our education system is. We doing good, and we no vaccine mandatory is a good thing. Look at that because I had so many people struggle after the vaccine effect, and a lot of this stuff had not been discovered by the media. And then education in our state is will be a challenge for coming up, but Ron DeSantis make it happen at the right time because he don't know if he what happened going to be what going to happen next year. You better do it now than later. I am the same thing. If something had happened, we have to do it now. We're not gonna wait for later because there's some people they want to wait later so they can make themselves look better doing it re-election stuff like that. But Ron DeSantis from the beginning, he just he pushes. Even he just get in a position and he opened the state up. It's a big deal at the time, but he do it. So hopefully it's passed, and then parent have the right to know. Parent will have more engaged with the student and school, and that is the best way to help the kid when they run into a problem and stuff like that. But anyway, any other topic that you bring it up today?
Well, just going back to what you were saying about Ron DeSantis opening up the schools, I think that was so important. Our children being out of school and having the online learning, it was very difficult for teachers and it was very difficult for the students. And, parents having to step in and help out with the educating of the children when they weren't used to the things that were going on. So it was a difficult situation for everybody. And we have to look at the gap in learning that came about because of that. And Governor DeSantis opening the schools back up for in-school learning was one of the best things that he could do for the children. It was very beneficial for the children of the state of Florida. And so, was there a gap? Absolutely. But getting them back in as soon as possible, I think that it lessened that gap. Whereas, I know we're originally from Oklahoma, and I know they were out for a very long time. And I have seen the detriment that it's done to the children as far as that gap in their learning. So, that's one of the things that I'm grateful for to Governor DeSantis, that he did open schools back up for in-person learning.
Yeah, and I see that is help a lot for our state for the parent get back to work, and your student had the not going stuck at home and miss out all the class and missed all the information because other states the kid are behind. I mean, they are really behind, and some of them miss the basic stuff too because not every parent will have a way of educate a kid at from home. Not everybody have that skill and experience to how to educate kid. So that's why some even I have some employee during the time that we shut down, the short time that we shut down. Um, my employees don't know what to do to help the kid. They don't know how to teach them. I mean, does they all have high school degree? They do, but then they've been working and going to work, making money for family, and they don't know what to do to help the kid. Um, I mean, I'm not talking about like the how good they are. I'm talking about like they don't have an experience of educator. So that is hard and challenge for a parent to teach. And on top of that, foreign immigrant, the parent don't speak English. They can't teach the kid. I mean, it's not only like Asian, but it's also like Hispanic, African American. You name it. There's a lot of parents. They hardly to say to speak English or read the book or anything. So that they cannot help the kid at all, and especially like English, in the English topic. I mean, math sometimes you can get away with it, but like English, like physics, chemistry, um, languages, biology, like all that is a lot of English. And if you don't know the language, you can't teach them. I mean, you don't want to teach a kid math all day. And that's why if the Asian people teach math all day, when what happened when they come back, and they say all Asian know good with math, but they don't know it. That's the only topic they learn.
I believe though that the biggest complaint we got was actually about math. The parents were having a difficult time with the math. So trying to understand what they considered the new way we were teaching math. They completely did not understand it. So I think it was difficult for all parents. And, we love our children, but we, we love to see them in school with teachers who are able to teach them. But, I have 28 years of experience in education. And, it's been difficult to see over the years what's happening in education as far as our teachers are concerned. And, we have a shortage of teachers right now. There are schools that do not have a full staff of teachers. And, looking at the universities, there's not as many of the kids are even majoring in education anymore because there's so many problems with the school system as a whole, with the pay, with all of these things. You have to ask what's going to happen to our school system if we can't get teachers or get students to go into education as a major. And so this is something that we need to start looking at. What are our schools going to look like in the future? And so I know that there are a lot of like AI and all of these things coming up that will be helpful in to helping to educate our children, but we need teachers. And so we need to value our teachers. And again, working in that partnership, our community, our parents, our families, we need to start looking at how are we going to educate our children.
Yeah. See, if I'm honored to be selected for the Congress, education is one of my concern too. One of the topic that I wanted to talk, and I want to do something about it, because I see the difference between a third world country and the education system in America from when I came to the U.S. and the education system as of today. So I see the problem, and I see where it's come from, and I want to fix them, because education is a big deal for every country right nowadays. Um, American used to have a good education system. Doesn't matter what people are saying, but in fact that every country in the world send a student here for our education. 20, 30, 40 years ago, American education had attractive many people globally come to US. We have a lot of income, money come from overseas because of education. That telling everybody that American have the good education system. Other country or people that want to take the education to their country as a business, they influence and lobbyists and create a problem to American education. That happened not only education, but it also happened on almost everything. Put it this way. Let me pick a country that we have pretty much conflict right now with China. So China has sent a lot of students here to get American education. When they come here, they learn everything from America. China education is not on the list for being a good I mean, a good college or education program. But recently, they are on a list of good, like Shanghai University and Hong Kong University. It's been a college for you to go. They come here to learn everything from us, and they bring it back there,
Mm-hmm.
and then they make American education look bad to bring more attractive American and other student to China.
Mm-hmm.
That is a way of stealing and driving the education to China. So that is one of the problem that we have, that American lost the belief that American had a good education system and looking outside the box. Like, oh, let's go to China, let's go to this and that and country for the education. That is what China want. The more problem we have, the better for them. We have a good education system, but pupil influencers, lobbyists create a problem for us. That's why we lost confidence in ourselves. A young generation lost confidence and then create a problem. And then on top of that, we have a lot of regulation that the student cannot do. Like example, for parent cannot do. A parent don't have a right for this or right for that. If parent don't have a right, how about teacher? They don't have a right too. So if they don't have a right, and they can get easy to get sued for everything, why they have to get into the education? First, the pay is not that high. That's not great either. A lot of teachers, they want to teach because they love the teaching education. It's not about the money. Like, I'm running for Congress right now because I want to do something for our country. It's not get into a buddy system or making money. And why have to tie down myself in a public? They say whatever they want to, but because I want to do something. They are teacher. They want to do something, and they hope to see young generation, young people to grow and expand, because that's what they want to see. Like the same thing with prime minister. They be at a prime minister at a church because they want people to bless. They want people to go into the right direction. So educator is similar. There are people who don't want to take advantage, that get an easy job. I mean, that happened to it everywhere, include at the church or politics or anything. There are people who take advantage, but there are people who love to do what they have to do. But if our education system keep going in the wrong direction and strictly on teacher and don't have a good pay and not fairly treat the teacher, they don't want to do that anymore. You know, everything have a policy and law, but the law has stepped over responsibility, and people don't want the responsibility when the law is over. Same thing with our problem right now is manufacture in America. It doesn't matter how you want to manufacture in America, but the problem is the law and regulation. The regulation is created by the law. So you put so much regulation on the business, the small business. They cannot bring the business back to America because they don't want to pay for this, pay for that fine, and then this and that. Same thing with the education. If the teacher have to deal with a lot of regulation, a lot of law, why they have to put themselves in trouble? That's why one of the reasons that we get shortage in education. What we have to do about it, I have solution for it. And if I'm honored to be selected, I know what to do to help our education system, to help our culture, to help our school and teacher. Because money is very important right now for everybody, because they have to make money for a living. It doesn't matter how much they love the education. Me too. Is have to be fairly treat them. Do they want a big pay? No, because that's what they love to do. If they want a big pay, they can do business themselves, open their own institution or whatever, grow on and stuff like that. But beside of have a heart in education, is they also need money for living, and we have to do something to make it more benefit for the school. We have to get I as myself an engineer and business entrepreneur, I want business to get involved with school, local business to get involved with the school. That how to support the school, sponsor this, sponsor that, to offload fa- stuff that school have to pay and increase the teacher pay rate. And then technology. Students right now get influenced by technology. We have to use technology to help them because it's no way that you remove the technology from them, and you don't want to go behind other country. So if we know what we have to do, if we take advantage of using the technology to help the kid, not anti-technology, so if we use the technology to make it better. Now it's back to education. If we invest in money into education, the young people will invest back into the economic, the business and all stuff like that. So if we put the money in research and expand the education, and then see a better solution, better idea, better concept. Years ago, education is had limit a lot of people. They don't have transportation, but they have an online program, and that help college people who, going easy give them the opportunity to go college, because back to the old days, there's people who don't have a transportation. They cannot go to college and they cannot afford to rent a house nearby college. So a lot of them like, well, I'm quick. I don't want to go to college because I don't have car. I don't have place to live. Now it's an online thing. It's a technology. You have to know how to use technology. Um, and then from what I had done is I have a group, a team that developed a AR class. This AR class is to help the student who had vocabulary problem, who have math problem, or any topic. And what it does is when they at home, they can use that AR class to work on their problem at the same time that they play in the game. So when they go home, they just focus on playing game, and then they don't remember or try to study. But my AR class is how to. It doesn't matter what game they play, how we implement the education into the game, and they can pick any game they choose to. So they free. They don't. And the mindset is not. Oh, I'm not doing the education, but behind it, they are learning every day. This is another way of taking advantage of technology instead of anti-technology, because you cannot stop young people now as they go more and more on education stuff like that. AR class and VR class is something that we're working on, and I also working on with another two other company, that how we can create a AR class for trade school. Trade school is education. You see, that's why it's very important for me to be selected in the office to do something for our country, because I know what I have to do for our education system, and I'm working on it. I'm not one of the candidate that talking about it. I'm one of the candidate I has experience on different subject, different topic, including education, what I have to do to help them, how trade school will help them. I mean, I can explain about that topic in another videos, but it's very important for our education with the technology, and help the teacher easier for give them opportunity to teach, and better pay rate. And then better pay rate, that doesn't mean you increase the tax. If you are really a good leadership, you know what to do for your country, and keep the tax low and expand the business. Because increase the tax, pay more for education, is everybody can do it. You can call anybody for on the street to say, hey, you want to be a president today and increase the pay rate for the kid. I mean, increase the pay rate for teacher. They say, yeah, increase tax. Everybody know that. Even a guy on the street, he can say that. That is not a, a solution. It's not a good leadership of saying increase the tax for education. You have to increase the pay rate for education without increase the tax. That's why Billboard selected in the office. And I do have solution for it. You can ask around if whoever watching my video right now, ask around. Is this a candidate? When they say something, do they have a solution for it? When I say something, I have solution. If I don't have a solution, I say I don't have solution. I don't know. I'm going back to that topic. I will find out and we'll figure it out. But I do have solution for that to help education with the technology, pay rate, tool, opportunity, and stuff like that. And yes, education is a big problem in our country, and we can talk more about that, like how China. We can get deep down into that later because it's a big topic. It's a big deal. It's about money. It's about countryism. It's about power. It's about education is a part of make a country powerful too. Is a combined military, economic, education, and business, and this is a part of make a country strong. Um, Without education, you don't have a foundation. Period. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how good you are. Do I need to get my engineering degree to become an engineer? Well, I don't because I started to work as an engineer when I was little already. Not I cannot title as an engineer, but what I do is nothing different than an engineer. But I still have to go to school. Why? Because I have to have a good foundation. I have to understand why this and why that. I know how to do it because experience teach me, and I be a guru and then do a research and then and look it up by myself. But without going to school, I don't understand the deep down the foundation of it, how it's created, how it's come up. Like people don't know that engineering when they work on reverse engineer, they because they get paid for doing that legally, and they have the foundation and they understand what's going on, and they title engineer. So when they reverse engineer, people call them as a reverse engineer. But if you don't have a degree and you don't get paid for it, they call you a hacker. What the difference between a hacker and reverse engineer? I have to say is nothing different. One is had the foundation, and one is when they reverse, they would create. The other one is hacker. When they find out what's going on, they create a problem. So that's why if your education you title into that and you want to benefit from it, the hacker will benefit end up in the prison. Mm-hmm. The reverse engineer benefit is moving up as a developer. So that's why education is important. I mean, just by the title that you can do for yourself. I mean, forget about all the stuff. But that's why I think it's very important that our country have to focus back on our education as well. What we have to do for our education. Hopefully, Ron DeSantis will see the video that I'm talking about, and President whoever selected 2024 will know what I'm talking about, and we'll see that, and then why we want to win the House right now, because our country is going in a really wrong direction on any angle of it, any aspect of it, and that's why they have to win the House. Republican have to win the House, and to go in there to control stuff is getting more and more until the new president they know exactly what they're doing and how to drive this country. I mean, I don't know if it's President Trump or DeSantis or Ted Cruz or anybody who had the effort, the energy to do something for our country, get into the office. That is what we want. What we want, and that's how the education can be changed if I'm in the office. So
definitely like what I hear you saying as far as basically working smarter and not harder, getting raises for teachers, but not raising taxes. I think that we all want that because raising taxes takes money out of everyone's pocket. And so I like the vocational aspect of it, using the VR and AR to help our children. All of those things are working smarter. So I like what I'm hearing.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully, if I'm selected, and that will be input from me for our country and what we have to do. That's why I'm fighting this time. It's not about me. It's not about a career for me. It's about what I can do, what I can give back, because I don't want to waste my knowledge. I don't want to waste my uh, experience and knowledge and what I have learned to give it back to community and next generation, because this is something I do is once. I'm not going to stay in politics forever. I mean, I will stay in for a few election, in a few term, and I'm out. So I want to take advantage of that to do something that's benefit our country, and because I want people to remember me as a good politician man who do something for our country, because for me legacy and reputation is very important. um, uh, I want to leave something behind that people can respect, like okay, he's done this, he done that for our country, because in my belief, I mean, you cannot take everything with you when you die. So why you don't do something while you're still alive? And that is not only you. If you do something right, it's not only for you, it's your family and people who know you. I want to talk about that. That's why everything is for me is serious. And then the topic that you discussed today is really one of the topic I want to talk to. And I really want to see the education turn around. Hopefully on other video we will talk more about problem with in and then what the solution for a for education shock in staff, and a solution for a trade school, and a solution for colleges, and solution for children. Solution is solution. I mean, but if you have one solution, if you have an idea, and there's more idea will come in. If you don't put out any idea, then there's no idea is coming out. So if I say something, somebody will say something. It's the same thing that I'm going to run for Congress, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to say something. Same thing like term limit. That happen if I'm talking about it, somebody will do something about it. If I don't talk about it, it's not going to happen. So education, if that's become a topic that I'm concerned that I'm gonna work on, and then I will do something about it. There's many people in the Congress, not just only me, but I will be the one who push and bring it up, and then in the national level, so we can have a better system, and we can make it revolution. I call it education revolution. So I think we're gonna have something happen if I'm selected. I'm not let's going away, and I'm a go-getter. If I cannot do something about it, I will do something.
You are a go-getter.
Hey, I mean, honestly, straightforward on my podcast here. I don't have a popularity, and I don't have donation. What I have to do to get my word out there? Well, you know what? I'm not going around and cry about, hey, donate me money. I'm not crying, going around looking for people who don't even know me. I'm creating a YouTube channel, and we talk about it too. So because there's a lot of channel out there, a lot of TV or radio out there. They're buddy system. They don't want me to be on there. But if I'm not on there, how can people know who I am and what I can do? So that's why Billboard is buddy up all over the place. I mean, they only give their buddy opportunity to be on the broadcast on the media, and I don't have that pleasure to know people, to connect with media, because I'm not a politician. So why don't I just create my own channel, push it on YouTube, make it happen, people know me, and then if they love what I say, what I talk, donate me.
Well, then let me just say that if you are looking at this right now and you like what you hear from Tuan, then go to Tuan Lee for Congress and donate.
Yeah. So going to Tuan for Congress.com and do some donation because I need your support in order for me to help our country to for the people. For right now, I need from everybody is support me. So I can have the fund, I can have budgets to pay for all the expense because running for Congress is not cheap. And if people who get in a Congress with 500,000 or a million or $2 million, it's a buddy system unless they have to finance themselves. So I mean, if they finance themselves, they have to get it back somewhere because it's finance, you know. Um, and I'm doing this is something that I want to do for our country, and please go to my website and do donation. And well, I think we're good for today, and we'll see you next time. But thank you very much for everyone who watching our video, and please follow us and subscribe our channel. And this is our second videos. So subscribe us and follow us and share the videos to everybody and share to your friend. And you know you can always send me an email if you have any question. You can go to my website Tuan Lee for Congress, and I have contact information there. You can go there and send me an email or any feedback or something like that. If you have any comment, you can put a comment right down on the video below the videos. And I look forward to see everyone on the next video. And thank you very much again, and have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Joy.
You're welcome.
I think that was better than mine.
Well, you did a good job. It's a first time.
She did an excellent job.